Parenting is the hardest job, and there is not a close second. Raising high-performing teen athletes or performers? That's a high-stakes job. I'm Nate Crandall, joined by fellow certified high-performance coach Steve Galley. We coach ambitious parents like you, and also your high-performing teens, because when you both level up, connection and results don't just improve, they multiply. Welcome to the Stop Parenting and Start Coaching podcast. We have some burning questions for you. Is it all just lip service?
Well, you better define what it is, and then we can get to the all.
Oh,
I'm intrigued by the lip service.
well, my bad. I forgot to explain myself. And that's what it is.
I was about to reach through the screen and choke you. I don't like that term.
Yeah, I don't like it either.
It's terrible English, first of all.
It is terrible English, and we could probably do a whole episode on the grammar of some of the things that we say nowadays with that. But this idea of my bad is, and that's what the lip service is the apology. When we apologize, are our apologies sincere? Are they meaningful? Do they lead to genuine change, or is it just lip service? And from my experience, when somebody says my bad, that's like lip service.
This used to drive me nuts. I'm trying to remember when this came about. It's actually been around a long, long time.
Yeah. I can't remember the first time I heard it.
This is not a few years ago. This is not 10 years ago. It's
decades.
Yes. Because I remember being a young coach, and when I first started hearing this, in fact, we need to research and find out who started this whole debacle of my bad. And go give him a piece of our mind. It's such a wimpy apology.
Mm-hmm.
And the intent can be great. The intent can be, I made a mistake, my bad. There is also something to be said of, in a game situation, it's a quick way to acknowledge. You don't have time for a 2-minute explanation.
Time out. Hold on. Let's apologize.
Still, it's a wimpy apology. And I know that players, I had certain players, this was more so when I was an assistant football coach. You have more players, and of course on a football team, not as, well, I don't want to insult football players, because I love football players, and I was a football player.
Yes, you were.
When the larger the number on the team, the more knuckleheads you have. And so I was an offensive player. I was a receiver in, one of the glory positions. It was usually the skilled positions on offense that would say more of the my bad. The defensive guys had different mentality. They didn't ever want to admit. Their way of dealing with a mistake would be to rip your head off the next play. Whereas an offensive player, an offensive lineman, or a receiver, my bad, my bad. And there were certain players that would do it all the time. If I could go back in my memory, I'm sure that I heard a coach at one time tell a player to quit saying my bad.
What do you think motivates him to say my bad? I'm sure in some way it's coming from a good place, maybe. Trying to give him the benefit of the doubt.
I think there's a couple of things in play. And the first and foremost, I just think it is following the crowd and just copying what everybody else says. Why is somebody going to say about this episode, wow, Steve, that hit different? When 2 years ago, I never heard anybody say, wow, that hits different. You know how I love buzz phrases.
Oh yeah, we got the buzzword bingo cards stacked up.
So why do people say, well, let's circle back to that?
Buzzword bingo.
I'm telling you, in the last 10 years ago, nobody was circling back. They just weren't using that phrase. Oh, we could go through. In fact,
yes, we could.
This reminds me, Nate. In fact, I'm looking at that light bulb that I can't take my eyes off. That it's not an actual light bulb, but I need to put together my little essay of buzzwords.
That would be a fun kind of like random episode. Steve's buzzword.
It will not be of any value. It's totally trivial. It's frivolous, but it'll be fun. Because I do think the my bad thing, somebody started it. It probably started in the pro ranks, my guess. Somebody started saying it. Why are the kids saying 6-7?
My bad.
Nate, why was I at In-N-Out Burger the other day with my wife at lunch, and she saw the order number on our receipt, which was 72, and she goes, and they were on like 59 or whatever, and she goes, watch this. Have you seen online the 6-7 thing?
So when they announced the order,
well, actually nothing happened because,
oh really?
And I'll tell you why. I'll tell you exactly why. We were there at a time when it was pretty much adults only. There weren't a bunch of kids there. And this is more amongst the kids. And if you want to annoy your kids, if you have teens, just start saying 6-7.
You know, Steve, we made it 122 episodes without mentioning 6-7 at all.
I know. And if somebody digs this out of the rubble 4 years from now, they maybe won't have any idea what we're talking about.
I hope not.
But my bad has stuck around a long time.
Well,
a long time.
I think it's hard to get rid of because there's an element of sincerity in it. And some people will say it genuinely believing that they're going to make a change. For a lot of people, I think it's kind of almost a soothing kind of thing. It makes themselves feel better.
For sure.
And so they use it there. But what we're really after here is change. Like, isn't that the point of an apology? Isn't that the cement that holds an apology together?
Well, when you threw sand in a kid's face in the sandbox and you said, I'm sorry, and then did it 10 seconds later.
Doesn't mean anything.
You really didn't mean sorry. Well, have you ever said you're sorry to somebody and they say, you don't mean it?
Yeah.
That's maybe the way I view my bads. Now
it feels insincere, doesn't it? Like it has almost an implied insincerity.
Let's say somebody does it infrequently. Then there's probably more sincerity, I would guess. But I have been around players that it is just a constant thing.
Oh yeah, 5 to 10 times a practice. I've had those guys or more.
Which is annoying because we're playing sports where mistakes are a part of the game.
Mm-hmm.
You're trying to minimize mistake. It's almost impossible to eliminate all mistakes. And so it's going to happen. But the my bad over and over again. It's wimpy, it's lazy, and
well,
like you said, self-soothing.
Teens will copy what they see, and their parents are significant in their lives. And a lot of times our apology patterns come from observation of our parents. And so it's a good opportunity for us to invite the parents to take a look in the mirror and say, what's your apology style? Do you go more with the my bad? Or is there actual change involved? I feel a tool coming on here.
I do too.
You're the tool guy. We talked about this one. And I think this is one of my, it's still new. And this is already one of my favorites.
Well, I'm the tool guy because I like practical
tool time, baby. Yep.
Yeah. Tool time.
Steve, the tool man galley.
So the repair tool, should we talk about it?
I love it.
Yeah.
Walk us through it.
Well, we can't do a tool without some consonants. And in this case, we're going to use vowels though. The three A's. Mm-hmm. And what I really like about this tool is, well, we call it the repair loop. And I like the loop. Circle back. Okay, we got a loop. Sorry. Sorry.
Gosh.
I know.
Just make it sincere. Don't
Yeah.
give me a my bad.
Well, the first A is acknowledge, which is kind of the my bad thing. It
Mhm.
is you're acknowledging that there's a miss here. I missed.
But if that's the end point, that's the killer.
That's the killer. So you got to go to the second one, which is analyze the trigger or mechanism. Okay, this now we're getting into psychology. This is over my head. Okay.
Nah.
So tell it to me like a fourth grader. No, wait. Let's go to second grade. Tell me like a second grader. How are we going to analyze the trigger or mechanism?
Where'd you screw up? What would make it better? Is that enough for the second grader?
For sure, yeah.
I think that's, and you don't need to overcomplicate the analysis on this. Where'd you screw up? What would make it better?
Right. And then we get to the third A, which is act with a concrete repair. Or even better yet, because see, this is one of the problems with the repetitive my bad. This drives every coach nuts, and I'm sure
probably every parent too.
It drives
Teacher.
parents nuts too. If you are going to repeat and repeat the same mistake over and over again, the my bad is going to be so annoying and so worthless and just a complete waste of time. And so the repair, if you can repair it, great. Even better if there's some type of prevention so that you can, let's face it, if you have a point guard that's throwing the ball to the other team and he does it like 12 times a game, my bad. Oh man, I can't. 12 my bads? Let's figure out a way to throw the ball to our team.
Concrete repair and prevention. Make a change.
Yeah.
And that's what validates the my bad or the apology. And that's what everybody wants to see. And I think if our kids see it from us, I think that helps them to be able to go through that process. Everyone makes mistakes and we all understand this. And so this is a critical thing to understand. And if we're sincerely trying to change, like I know if I have a kid who's sincerely trying to change,
right,
I'm going to be more patient with them. If I can see them doing this, they acknowledge it, they analyze it, and then they act to do something better, to make the improvement, to make the change. And if I see that, I'm a lot more patient.
Okay, Nate, I think it would be helpful if we did some real world examples of this.
Sounds good.
And if you want to say my bad, you can. It's going to annoy me, but you can go ahead and say it if you want to.
Well, I know for me, I like to try to get better at keeping my cool. And my kids kind of know this. They're a little on the older side now, but this is something I've been working on for a while. And so we're driving along and I get cut off in traffic. And that's one of the things that sets me off the fastest. And I lose my cool. And so, I'll say things, I complain about other drivers, maybe even say some bad words. We could get into the whole story on why I do that. I try, but anyway, so I'll do that.
You're bad. Hey, you're bad.
My bad. Right. What I need to do in that moment is, oh, shoot. I'm trying to get better at that. And like, I got to acknowledge it. I got to identify what set me off and then see what I can do different. What can I do different? And then try to make that change. And almost hope I get cut off again so I can practice. But I think for me, that's a real world example. That's where this shows up. And that's hard. Like that's me pushing on the edge of my growth because I have to get better at that. But if I just go with my bad and blow it off,
and this hits on a common theme that we repeat, and that is we're on stage 24/7, 365. as
Hardest
parents,
job, and there's not a close second.
they're watching us. And so modeling the correct behavior is good. And we aren't perfect, so we're going to make lots of mistakes. And using the repair loop to do the apology properly, this is a good thing. I thought of one. I know as a parent, we get frustrated if our teens don't do something we know they should do. They know they should do
Homework.
And the response is, I just don't feel like it. Well, raise your hand if you've ever just not felt like it for so many tasks, different thing. So if, let's say, a parent is getting on their teen for this, but they have a report due for work, or they have something and the teen even knows about this, and they just decide to bail on it because they can kind of get away with it. Maybe it's not due right away, and they fall into the trap of, well, I just don't feel like it. When if they actually just went and put their butt in the seat and got to work, it would be done, and there would be great satisfaction and a good use of time. I think if you acknowledge that, hey, yeah, that was undisciplined of me, and I just was a little tired, and I just didn't feel like it. And what I need to do next time is remember that it just takes a little bit of discipline for me to start something when I don't feel like it. I just need to go start it. I'm speaking for myself on this. Something else may work for somebody, but I know if there's something I need to do and I don't really feel like doing it, saying something like, I'm going to go work on this for 5 minutes, actually is really good. And then by the time I hit the 3-minute mark, I'm moving towards finding my groove, and I get it done.
One of the greatest. Sorry.
Well, I was just going to say, if the teen hears that, then it helps them to understand, yeah, my parents really do get it. They don't always feel like doing something, and they're willing to admit it. And I think it actually serves as a little bit of a motivation for the teen the next time they don't feel like doing something. I think they're more apt to take some action.
It's a great opportunity to look at values and the standards that you have, especially as a family. And that's what should underlie all these things. Like, I'm repairing this. I'm apologizing because this standard matters to me. Integrity matters to me. And when I don't do that report that I'm supposed to do, I'm dropping integrity. And because integrity matters, I'm going to do better at this. And composure, is a value that matters to me and is mattering more as I get older. I need to have more emotional composure. And so I want to try to challenge myself to do that. And so that's the value or the standard that I'm trying to protect by my apology. So getting really clear about our standards actually helps have this whole conversation where our apologies become way more effective, because now we have a reason to do it. Now it's not hollow. Now it's not just a self-soothing thing that I say so I don't feel like I'm letting my teammates down. Now it's genuinely pursuing growth and maintaining standards that are important to us.
I really love that. And it helps us to get rid of this. I would refer to it as a drive-by sorry, this wimpy apology.
What a great way to describe it.
Of my bad. So no more my bads. I'll fight people on this, Nate. Well, depending on who it is. I'm not such a fighter. Hey, we haven't done a creation corner for a while. Should we
ring
do
it up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got it. What do we want the parents?
Here's what I would love.
What do we want the parents to create?
I would,
because we want you to just not listen to this. We want you to, if they just listen to it and don't do anything, they're going to be saying my bad, and we don't want that. So what do they need to do?
Identify one of these things that you might be doing some hollow apologies on, where you're apologizing, but not making a change, and run it through that loop. Acknowledge the fact that you're doing that. Dig in. Why? What is it? What's going on? And how can you fix it? And then fix it. Make some changes. So that's the invitation. Just create a quick little repair loop that you can run through and see what you can teach your kids with that. And I think you'll love it.
By the way, I just wanted to apologize about the light bulb on Nate's screen. That was our bad.
Nate Crandall and Steve Gallup would like to thank you for tuning in to this episode. If you love what you're experiencing and learning from the Stop Parenting and Start Coaching podcast, please like, comment, and or leave a glowing review of this episode and the show. And to further help Nate and Steve expand their reach and impact thousands of parents, athletes, and performers, please share the show and subscribe to the Stop Parenting and Start Coaching podcast channel on YouTube. And if you want to explore further to see what Nate and Steve are creating to help parents of athletes and performers everywhere, please visit their website at createtransformbecome.com. That's createtransformbecome, all one word, .com. There you will find a growing number of tools and resources to help you elevate your parenting. Thanks again for tuning in. Now go create a magical relationship with your athlete or performer.